Shalom Yesharallah. First and foremost, I'm going to give all praises and glory to Yahweh, Ba'asham, Yahushai, Ba'asham, Rachak, Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and blessing to those Akim that's preached the word in all truth and sincerity, along to Israelite foreigner brothers that are like the heathens. But the line of outside goes back to the nation of Israel, which nation of Israel are you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans through the prophecies and curses of Deuteronomy 28 chapter and throughout the Bible. So this your brother Yakar Amap for the lesson, and on today's lesson will be entitled Blessed Are the Meek. I'm just going to go on some precepts, and Lord willing, you brothers and you sisters out there be edified through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemon Shai. Now I'm going to start from the book of Matthew chapter 5 and verse 5, and these are the words of our Lord Yahushua, when he was speaking to his disciples, which later became apostles. But this is Matthew 5 and 5, and it reads, Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. And that's right, man. Now meek is another word for humble. And when you look at that word meek, let's look it up in the Greek. Meek is from the Greek word pros, which means mildness of disposition, gentleness of spirit, meekness. Yeah, because um, meek is being humble, and humble means where you're in the lower state, and also when your mind is lowly, you're not proud in spirit, you exalt Yahweh Shemon Shai, you always give the Lord's credit, man. As the scriptures say, in all thy ways acknowledge him, because humble doesn't mean when you speak in a soft-spoken voice, because you can have a soft-spoken voice, but you can be proud. Being humble is when you're in a lower state and your mindset, is lowly. Not lowly in understanding, but lowly like, um, you have humility, you know. It says, for they shall inherit the earth. Yeah, because the elect is going to be joint heirs with Yahweh Shai in the kingdom. So they're going to inherit the whole earth. The elect is going to be inherit the whole earth with our Lord Yahweh Shai. You see, and Yahweh Shai was quoting from King David, which proves that the New Testament goes hand in hand with the Old Testament. This is Psalms 37, verse 11. But the meek shall inherit the earth and shall delight themselves in the abundance of peace. Right. Now let's look at the word meek in the Hebrew. Meek is from the Hebrew word ainah, which means poor, humble, afflicted, meek, needy. Yeah. And we are the poor and needy, man. We are because, we fell down from a high estate, man. From us being rulers over these heathen nations. But due to our transgressions, the Lord has brought us into captivity, man, to serve the heathen nations. Now the heathens are the head, and we are the tail. You see, but everything's going to turn right side up when our Lord Yahweh Shai comes back to conquer the whole world what is rightfully his, man. Because all things is going to bow down to him. Everything, man. Because everything belongs to him in the earth. You see? And let's go to Psalms 147 and verse 6. And it reads, the Lord Yahweh lifted up the meek. He casted down the wicked down to the ground. That's right, man. So the Lord will lift up the meek. And he's already doing it on a low level by giving the meek, the humble, the elect, this truth. You see? Because it says in Sirach 11 and 1, and it reads, wisdom lifts up the head of him that is of low degree. Right, so this wisdom has lifted up the head of him that is of low degree, which is us. Because when we was in the world, we was of low degree. We was on a low level. But now this wisdom has lifted us up, not in a, prideful sense, but in a good sense, man. Knowing that we are the children of Israel, knowing that the covenants is only for us, knowing that Yahweh Shai only died for us, us as a nation, beginning with the elect, Lord willing, we are part of that. Knowing that the chariots, the angels are our brothers, you know, knowing that the righteous forefathers that I read about in the scriptures, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and Noah, King David, King Solomon, we all descend from them, man. So that has lifted us up with high self-esteem, man. And it reads, and maketh him to sit among great men, right? You see? Now let's go, because the Lord Yahweh Shai revealed this truth unto babes. Um, Matthew 11 and verse, let's see, bear me 1 second, Akim. Yeah, this is Matthew 11 and verse 25. And it reads, at that time Yahweh Shai answered and said, I thank thee, O Father, Lord of heaven and earth, because thou hast hid these things from the wise and the prudent. Right, now be the wise and prudent individuals of this world, that have letters, that have degrees, certificates to prove that they have wisdom, you know, scholars, scientists, you know, um, uh, cemetery, nothing, I forget the word, but basically those that go to school to learn the Bible. Um, the Lord didn't reveal these mysteries, this truth unto them. And it says, and has revealed them unto babes. Yes, so the Lord has revealed this truth unto babes, and a babe is insignificant. So the Lord has, as the scriptures say, the Lord has chosen the poor of this world, but rich in faith. Those are considered the insignificant ones in the world that everybody despises, that everybody looks past at, you know. So it's going to be regular common men in this truth. It's going to be regular men that will be prophets. Now, there are deal unbalanced. There are some Jakes in the truth that do have, letters, that do have bachelor degrees and master's degrees and doctorate degrees and stuff, and have great jobs and stuff, dealing with balance. But for the most part, it's going to be the lowly, because the elect will come through all different avenues of life. You know, some brothers come from a very affluent, family background. You know, some brothers, came straight from the hood. You see, but for the most part, it's gonna be some brothers don't even have high school diplomas, or they may have a GED. You know, or they may not have a high school diploma. You see, but that doesn't matter, man. What matters is that the Lord has revealed this truth unto the babes, the insignificant ones in His world, man. This is James 2, I believe verse 5. God, it says, hearken, my beloved brethren, have not Yahweh chosen the poor of this world rich in faith? Yes, so the Lord had chosen the poor of this world rich in faith. Now, the poor is not talking about, a poor man on the street begging for change. No, because the elect will get their daily bread. But the poor is talking about the lowly, the insignificant ones that the Lord has revealed the truth. As the examples I was giving earlier. You see, it says, in heirs of the kingdom, which He had promised to them that love Him. Yeah, because the elect is going to be joint heirs in the kingdom with Yahweh Shai, according to Romans 8 and 17. And those are the ones that the Lord loves. You see, because the Lord loves, have care for His elect. As it says, the wisdom of Solomon. See, care. See, of His elect. Let's see. And this is just off the spirit. I can plan on getting this precept, but that's how the spirit flows, His elect. This is Wisdom of Solomon 3 and 9, and it reads, They that put their trust in him shall understand the truth, and such as be faithful in love shall abide with him. For grace and mercy is to his saints, and he hath care for his elect. Right? So the Lord has care for his elect, man. And the elect will be lowly. And King David even acknowledged that, you know, he wasn't proud. And the elect will be of the house of David, and they won't be proud as well. This is Psalms 123, 131, 131 and verse 1. And it reads, a song of the degrees of David, Yahweh, my heart is now haughty. Yeah, heart is from the Hebrew la, which means your mind. So King David said, Yahweh, my heart or my mind is now haughty, meaning proud, nor my eyes lofty, another word for proud. Neither do I exercise myself in great matters or in things too high for me, right? So, King David, he acknowledged that he was humble, and King David, he had the right to be proud. He slew Goliath when he was a youth. You see, he was king. He had all the women, all the influence in the earth amongst, Jake, and the heathen nations, and he had them heathen nations in captivity. So he had the right to be proud, but he wasn't, man, because the Lord didn't instill that pride in him. Because King David, he was a humble man, and he came from and he had humble beginnings. He was from Bethlehem in Judah, and I believe he said that his family was poor, something like that, when he was talking to King Saul. Now I'm gonna have to go back to the account, but he said something along those lines that he was, basically he was poor, you know. So, that's the same spirit. We gotta have a humble and meek spirit, man. Acknowledging our teachers, not rebuking an elder. You see, obeying those that have rule over us in the spirit, you know, and just taking rebuke and being humble, man. And the Lord's gonna lift us up as no, below low enemy party elect, all to exalt and glorify His holy name. You see, and I got a couple more precepts. This is Sirach 10, verses 14 through 15, and it reads, "The Lord Yahweh by Shemel Shah have cast down the thrones of proud princes." Right? That's what the Lord's gonna do with Esau. The Lord's gonna throw down His kingdom, man. When the Heavenly Father Yahweh sent back His only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai, to destroy Esau's kingdom. You know, it says, and set up the meek in their stead. Yeah. And that all starts out with Yahweh Shai. Because when Yahweh Shai came on the scene, he was humble. He came riding down in Jerusalem, lowly, on an ass, on a donkey. You know, he didn't come in his glorious apparel. He came as a regular man. But he was a son of the most. He wasn't a regular man, but he came as a regular Israelite man. You know, on his appearance, he didn't come in his glorified state as he's soon gonna come right now. And it's like not right now, but in this lifetime. You know, it says the Lord Yahweh had plucked up the roots of the proud nations and planted the lowly in their place, man. And that's what the Lord's gonna do, man. And the Lord said it's spiritual because the Lord said that twice. You know, 14, it says it twice, and 14 and 15 just another way. So the Lord's gonna do it, man. The Lord speak it once, speak it twice. The Lord's gonna accomplish what he has said. The Lord's a man of his word, man. So all we gotta do, Akim, just keep pushing the truth to the best of our ability, and just keep being humble and lowly, and Lord willing, we endure to the end, and Lord's gonna raise us up, man, all to exalt and glorify His holy name. Because all the glorification goes to Yahweh Shemel Shai and none of us. And I just end off on that, you know, because the truth is not about us; it's about Yahweh Shemel Shai. This is 2 Corinthians 4 and 7, and it reads, "But we have the treasure in earthen vessels, which is the truth. Treasure is this truth, and the earthen vessels are these bodies that we have now." says that the excellency of the power may be of Yahweh and not of us. So, the power and the glory and the excellency goes to Yahweh by Shimon Shai, not of us, man. So, Lord willing, I was edified. And until next time, Shalom.